I'm doing well, thanks. Obviously, you guys haven't shot the ball as well as you usually do, particularly your guards. After looking at the film, how do you feel about the looks that they've been getting? Is this just something you think the law of averages will take care of, or can they be getting better looks?
Well, I think you can always be getting better looks, Josh. I think our readiness and prep to shoot's got to get better. I think just kind of in general, the looks that Fred got were pretty good. He got a lot of pretty good ones. I didn't think Kyle has gotten great looks, so I've got to do a better job of getting him some cleaner looks for sure.
I also wanted to ask you about the Steve Nash hiring. What was your reaction when you heard the news today, and how do you think he'll do as a head coach?
It caught me off guard, that's for sure. I've known Steve for a long time and have had and talked to him quite a bit, and have talked to him quite a bit recently. So he kept all that to himself, close to his chest. So that caught me off guard, but he'll be great, man. He's one of the greatest players ever, and for sure, I consider him a friend of mine and wish him well.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Next question is going to go to Michael Grange from Sportsnet.
Hey, Nick. In game two, the second and third quarter, you guys played, I'm sure, the kind of defense you'd love to play for longer stretches. When you looked it over, what did you see in the second and third quarters that you could really build on?
Well, it was just pretty sustained, Michael, I think, and it was challenged. I mean, even some of the plays in the fourth were those were challenge shots, man. They weren't like we were a million miles away from some of those shots. But we do have a few breakdowns. We did lose them a little bit in transition. We got to do a little better job of locating and transition threes throughout the game. I think we just can't. There's just each possession's critical. We just got to make each possession tough, and we've done pretty good job of that. But there's been a few too many where we haven't. So we gotta trim those down and eliminate them.
And when you looked at the game and broke it down, did you feel better? Like, did your move kind of, were you kind of encouraged by what you saw, or did you kind of go, wow, okay, we really got to step up?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it really, I felt better than game one for sure. At least we came out and played. Game one we didn't show up, so we certainly played and competed and did a lot of really good things and had our chances in games two, but just couldn't get the ball to bounce our way.
Thank you, Nick.
Yep. Thanks, Michael.
Going to go next to Doug Smith from the Toronto Star.
Hey, Nick, how are you today?
I'm good, Doug. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Obviously your top six guys are going pretty well, but when you get to 7, 8, whoever you pick for 8, there's a bit of a drop off there. Are there better matchups you can get, do you think, for those guys like Norm and Terrence or Ironde or Chris, whoever comes in there?
Well, I would say I probably was a little too quick with Norm the other night, Doug. I didn't give him much of a chance. I probably take the responsibility for that one. I got to give him a run to get a chance to go, and for whatever reason, I was quick to get him out of there, and then he just kind of happens to be in an unfortunate few minutes of the game, right? That looks it doesn't look good for some of those guys that are playing off the bench. Although the first stint in the first half was pretty good for I thought Chris played well, right there. But got to give Norm a run. We really need Serge. Obviously, Serge has been solid, but we need Mark and Serge to man that position between the two of them, right? Both ends of the floor.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it as always.
Yep. Have a good one, Doug.
Next question goes to John Schumann from NBA.com.
Hey, Coach. I'm curious, in between games, if you lean more towards, with your players, going over everything that sort of went wrong, or if you lean more towards trying to sort of push for better execution in the future without harping too much on the past, and sort of how you balance that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, John, that you're always trying to teach in between games, right? And I think that always has a balance of showing things that are correctable, maybe showing a few things that need to be done better, sprinkled in with a lot of things that were done well. I mean, those are teaching moments as well. Try to err on the side of probably showing more positive than negative. That's for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Next question goes to Bruce Arthur from the Toronto Star.
Nick, one thing you guys have done so well this year is take away superstar players and limit what they can do. And for Boston, I think that's been Jason Tatum in this series. Who have you liked best in that matchup? And have you seen stuff that you want to change in terms of the looks he's getting, or is that just a great player making plays?
Well, the biggest thing, Bruce, is that he's gotten a lot of random baskets, right? He's had several threes in transition. I think he had 3 last game, and he had 1 on an offensive rebound kickback.
Mm-hmm.
That was the 4th one. He obviously shot a lot of free throws last game. We need to do a better job of not letting him get to the line. I think in the half court we've done okay. They've given him the ball a lot and put him in a lot of isolation situations, and we've actually done pretty good in those. I think Kyle's guarded him great. But we gotta eliminate kind of the randomness stuff, right? We got to find him in transition better, for sure. You can't lose, one of their best players in transition and get them freed up and get them building confidence on that.
And with Steve Nash, I presume that friendship just comes through the kind of roads of basketball, but the specifics would be interesting. And what kind of stuff have you guys been talking about, especially lately?
Well, the friendship starts in about, I got to think about what year this is, 99, 2000. This was kind of before he was Steve Nash yet, but his brother was playing soccer when I was coaching in Manchester, England. His brother was playing for Bolton, and Steve was over watching soccer games, and kind of randomly called up our office looking to want to know if we were in training camp, and we were, and he came over and participated in training camp with my team, the Manchester Giants, to stay in shape. So that's kind of where it started. That's the origins of it. And the things we've been talking about recently are private matters between me and him.
That's fair. That's totally fair. How did you like him as a player back then?
Well, he was good. He was incredibly like I was out there actually playing against him at that point in some of the practices, and I just couldn't believe how strong he was, like banging into him and pushing you around and that kind of stuff. He doesn't maybe you don't think you kind of see that when you look at him out there playing, but he was a tough physical guy, speed, very, very great, great vision, really smart, all that stuff.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep.
Final question is going to go to Jared Weiss from The Athletic.
Coach, I'm going to try to ask you this in a way that won't get you in trouble, but the way that games have tightly been called at the end lately has been a major discussion point all across the NBA. And it used to be in the playoffs that generally a lot of physicality was allowed at the final play. So I'm wondering, what is your preference, especially for your team, to have things be relatively loosely called or tightly called at end of games?
I don't think either one is my preference, Jared. I think that you want it to be called fairly and consistently. Your players are taught to adjust to how the game is being reffed, and you want consistency on that at both ends, and you want consistency at all times of the game. That's what you're hoping for, and that's it. That's all you're ever hoping for, is that they call what they see, and they call them consistently at both ends, and they do that throughout the game.